Rock School and the SIAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Tonight, we welcome our visitors from Central Pointe as the Tigers face off tonight's varsity boys contest against Rock. Let's meet tonight's starters. First for Central Pointe, number 10, Victor Rosa. Number 15, Jonathan Iber. Number 22, R.J. Melendez. Number 23, Luis Lorelone. And number 54, Medibo Sanogo. The Tigers are coached by Richie Dalmau. And now, here are the starters for your Rock Lions. At guard, a 6'2" junior, number 1, Kyle Duke. At guard, a 6'3" senior, number 2, Kendall Lackney. At guard, a 6' senior, number 3, Jalen Spear. At forward, a 6'8" senior, number 11, Lindsey Hancock Jr. And at forward, a 6'8" junior, number 13, H.L. Washington. Assistant coach for the Rock.
Tonight we are live from Gainesville, Florida at the Rock School for an SIAA conference battle for second place as the Rock Lions welcome the Central Pointe Christian Academy White Tigers. The Lions come into this one with a record of 20-8, while the White Tigers of CPCA stand at 19-6, winning 3 games in a row. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our coverage at the Rock School here for Rock School Basketball. I'm Will Levinson alongside with Griffin Fole, and we are already ready to begin this game here at the Rock School. Tip-off just a few seconds away. Players already on the court here as it's Jonathan Ibar and H.L. Washington, and the Rock retains it. There's Jalen Spear who drives and just misses the layup. A quick start to this one as Spear drives inside, just cannot get it to go. An aggressive drive nonetheless. The starters tonight for the Rock: Kyle Duke, the point guard, Kendall Latney, Jalen Spear, L.J. Hancock, and H.L. Washington. They get in Hancock here. And Duke back to Hancock inside. Washington lost it, stolen away. Sanogo, and it was Melendez there, R.J. Melendez, the CPCA leading scorer this season, 16.8 points on the year. Lost possession there and out of bounds. And here is Luis Roland, who gives it off now to Victor Rosa inside Sanogo. Sanogo's shot is no good. Rebound given off and taken by Luis Roland. Roland got it by Jalen Spear. Stolen. That's Kendall Latney. Latney does not have numbers. 1-on-2, missed the shot. The floater wasn't good. And Luis Roland gets the rebound. Oh my goodness! What a play, an insane post dunk by R.J. Melendez. Unbelievable, a poster there. Just rising up, the 2021 four-star top 130 player in the country, according to 24/7 Sports, just rose up and slammed it down right in front of us. Can't get the free throw to go. It was an and-one call, and now it's Kyle Duke going the other way. Duke gives it off to Spear. Spear now holds the ball at the logo. Coaches yelling orders at the players here as Duke, guarded by Rosa. Kyle Duke inside to Washington. Duke gets a screen, or fake the screen from Hancock. Hancock's three is short, and the rebound is tipped up, and it is retained by the Rock. And Spear inside to Washington, whose layup is just off the mark. Well defended there by Madibo Sonogo. And here's Luis Roland. Gives it off to Victor Rosa. Rosa back to Roland. And he gives it inside to Sonogo. Sonogo working down Hancock, and a good defensive play by Kyle Duke as a travel is called. Duke came from behind. Kyle Duke, your two-time Sonic Drive-In Player of the Game in the month of January, got 26 points and then 28 again later in the month. Maybe he'll get a third one tonight. We'll see. As Jalen Spear now with the ball, slowly gives it off to Duke. Kyle Duke, junior point guard, over to Spear for a three is good. Jalen Spear, an excellent three-point shooter, gets that one to go. And R.J. Melendez now. Melendez gives it off to Sonogo, who then gives it to Rosa. Victor Rosa. And Sonogo lost it, and they call it travel. He tipped the ball up in the air and walked a few too many steps there and just traveled.
Well, that's 3 turnovers already for Central Pointe early on. We'll see if it's a trend going forward.
Absolutely, and it's been some sloppy play early on. Take some time for teams to get into the flow of the game, some rustiness early on, as now Spear with the ball gives it off to Duke. Kyle Duke now to L.J. Hancock inside, and it was knocked away looking for Kendall Latney, and tipped away there by Luis Roland, who is this team's senior leader, the point guard. He is their facilitator, is Roland for CPC. And now Kyle Duke puts up a quick shot. Duke's shot is just off, and Roland on the rebound. And here he comes. R.J. Melendez, a two-hand slam on the fast break. His second dunk already of the game. He has all 4 for Central Pointe. And now stolen away by Sonogo. Another dunk, back-to-back fast break dunks, back-to-back turnovers by the Rock, and a 6-3 lead with 14:43 remaining in this first half.
Well, this is turning into a dunk contest here for Central Pointe early on.
Absolutely, no shortage of athleticism on this Central Pointe team. Get a quick early momentum shifters with those dunks. They certainly pump up the bench. And Melendez, he stepped out of bounds and going the other way in favor of the Rock.
4th turnover already. I mean, we aren't even 4 minutes into this game yet. Crazy.
Absolutely. Turnovers already a story to this one. Kendall Latney finds Jalen Spear, who puts up a quick three. That shot won't go. Rebound is retained by Hancock. An offensive rebound by the Rock. Spear now holds it. Guarded by Roland. Spear, a screen from Hancock. Spear, crossover. Washington now. Duke. Back to Hancock. 2 on the shot clock. Hancock's shot's just good, but there he is. Atro Washington inside, gets the offensive rebound, but can't get the follow to go. Another offensive rebound, and it's just missed by Hancock. He had an open look, the big man, L.J. Hancock, and that ball is out of bounds and will be retained by the Rock. A long possession here. They've got multiple offensive rebounds, and now they get the loose ball. Atro Washington trying to back down Sonogo there, but he gets called for a walk. And another turnover here. It'll be in the possession of Central Pointe, as we see Ali Abdu Diba in the game. Drew that travel on the last possession. Roland as the pressure picks up defensively, and it is slammed home by Jonathan Ibar. Boy, he is long, and he used his long, extended arms there to bring it home. Another dunk for Central Pointe. Kyle Duke, a quick three. Well defended, it won't go, but the rebound once again, an offensive rebound for the Rockets. Kendall Latney, now Kyle Duke. Duke drives inside, puts it up, and it is called for a foul. That looked like Ali Abdu Diba, who was the defendant there on that foul. And it'll be Kyle Duke at the line. Kyle Duke, as we mentioned, he moved from Ontario, Canada, last year to play for the Rock. And so far this year, or this month rather, he's won 2 Sonic Drive-In Player of the Games. Scored 26 against Victory Rock Prep on January 7th, and then 28 on the 21st at Aldsmar Christian. Can he win a third and his first in this early month of February? His second free throw is good, and an 8-5 game with 13:10 left to go in this first half. Victor Melendez finds Rosa. Rosa behind the back, gives it off to Roland. Roland outside, to Jonathan Ibar. And Ibar's 3 open look is good. And now 11-5, 6-point lead for Central Pointe. 12:47 left to go. Jalen Spear outside of Kyle Duke. Duke's shot is good. Back-to-back corner threes, and this one is Kyle Duke's 3 is good to go. And now the score here is 11-8. Duke, he gets a steal. Kyle Duke in transition, spins. Duke finds Spear. Spear finding a teammate. Finds Jones. Outside Hancock, an open 3, and it's good. Back-to-back threes. And we are tied here at the Rock after Hancock's 3 is good. A 6-0 run, a quick 6-0 run for the Rock. Rosa now gives it off to Abdu Diba. Diba lays it in. And that layup is good, and the foul. Ali Abdu Diba. What a nice play there to drive it inside. One of many players on this team from international countries, as you were saying, Griffin.
Yeah, well, early on, it looks like Central Pointe's going to, use their length and get inside and take advantage of this slightly smaller Rock team. And it seems as if the Rock are going to live and die by the 3. They've taken a bunch of 3-point attempts so far. It looks like they're swinging around the perimeter.
Absolutely. Kyle Duke's pass is errant, and it is picked off now by Roland. Roland on the fast break. His layup is good to go, and a 16-11 lead, with 11:35 remaining in this first half. Jalen Spear working on Roland. 20 on the shot clock. Spear gives it off to Jones, who jumped in the air and gave it off to Spear, and Jalen Spear, an excellent 3-point shooter, gets his second 3 of the ball game, and a 16-14 lead cut into now just a 2-point advantage for Central Pointe. Jonathan Ibar. Roland now. Roland, a layup is good. A nice quick drive and lay-in by Luis Roland.
And that's 4 points for him so far. 3 players now with 4 points.
That is indeed big, trying to spread it around as a foul is called there. As I believe that was Dallas Jones who drove in there. Dallas Jones at the line as the Rock begins to regroup now on the sideline with head coach Justin Harden. And Jones's first shot is good. Jones, he is a great 3-point shooter, but when he drives inside, he is aggressive. Had 3 threes in the game a few weeks ago. But don't be surprised to see Dallas Jones drive inside quite a few times as well. Jones' second free throw is good. And now 18-6 with 10:55 remaining. Central Pointe on top of the Rock here at the Rock School in Gainesville. And now it's Abdu Diba who gives it off to Madibo Sonogo. Sonogo working down. Can't get the hook shot to go. Another offensive rebound by Central Pointe. And now an open 3. It is good by R.J. Melendez. The 4-star prospect, only a junior, their leading scorer this season, 16.8 points per game, as Jalen Spear's shot is short, and Roland gets the rebound for Central Pointe. And Justin Harden is upset about something. He gets the call he wants, a double dribble call on Central Pointe. That was Roland, Luis Roland there, who picked up his dribble and dribbled again. So a turnover, another turnover.
Yeah, that's their 6th this game, and it's hard to imagine that they're up 5 points, at this point in the game.
Absolutely. When you have these many turnovers, it's hard to score a lot of points, but it's been a help to Central Pointe that the Rock has also turned the ball over a few times, and not only that, but that's led to quite a few fast break and specifically fast break dunks in the way of Central Pointe, and that's certainly been a story thus far. Another story is offensive rebounds.
Yep.
We've seen quite a few of those on both sides, so we'll see if either can get an advantage tonight. And elsewhere around the Gainesville High School landscape, in girls soccer, Keystone Heights dominated Williston 8-1 in a Class 3A District 4 game earlier tonight. But in this one, it is a 5-point advantage for Central Pointe as the Rock will retain possession. 10:18 remaining in this first half. This is not an FSHA game. It is instead an SIAA game that the Sun State Independence Athletic Association Conference. So there is shot clocks, and there's 2 halves as opposed to 4 quarters.
Well, and it's a battle for second place tonight. Both these teams looking for a win to secure that second place spot alone.
Absolutely, and Jalen Spears' shot is short. The 3 won't go, and it's Roland who, an alley-oop dunk there to R.J. Melendez. Now his 4th dunk of the game. He can get up on an excellent pass, excellent alley-oop throw from John Ed Walker, the Puerto Rican, and inside Atrell Washington. What effort there on the boards, getting his own offensive rebound and then a putback. And now it's Abdu Diba, and his 3 is good. His second corner 3 of this game, and now an 8-point lead for Central Pointe. Jalen Spear, he finds Kendall Latney. Spear now resetting. Guarded by Abdu Diba. Gives it off to Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones Jr. shot is blocked, but now he drives inside. Layup is errant, won't go, but there he is. Atrell Washington once again is there inside for the putback.
Well, that's 4 quick points for Atrell there.
Both teams have been pounding the boards offensively. Feels like there's been more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. And now it's John Ed Walker. Walker's shot is short. John Ed Walker, only a sophomore, working his way into some playing time tonight. And there's Kendall Latney inside, and Latney gets fouled. He'll go to the line, a beautiful drive, laying it up and over. He gets fouled there by Abu Dibda.
Looks like they're going to call it on Sonogo there.
Yes, Sonogo, of course. Madibo Sonogo, he is from the great country of Mali. He actually played in the 2019 U19 FIBA World Cup, played for the Mali national team, got to travel around the world, and here he is in Gainesville playing in this one. He's not the only not the only player on Central Pointe to play in the FIBA World Cup championships. As well did John Ed Walker, only in 10th grade, but he played in the U15 FIBA World Cup games a few years back, and he hails from Puerto Rico, playing in this game today. Got some early playing time as Central Pointe, they have this 6-point lead with 8:36 remaining, and it's been a game of, we've seen some sloppy play, but we've also seen some very athletic play, specifically on the fast breaks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you mentioned, sloppy play with the turnovers, but a lot of offensive rebounding. A lot of 3-point shots from both teams, actually. 46 points in the first not even 10 minutes is a pretty good amount. So, I mean, to say that it's sloppy play, there's still, the tempo's been up, and there's been a lot of scoring, for sure. So
indeed, points have not been hard to come by tonight. Latney's first free throw just rims out. It's no good. Gets a high five from Hancock and Washington there. And the second free throw. That once again, not the FSHAA tonight, as the second free throw won't go. There is shot clocks this evening. Certainly changes up the game plan for both teams, as John Ed Walker now with the ball. Guarded by 5'9" freshman Seth Childers. And now It's Sonogo who gives it off to Walker. Outside, a three is good.
Well, you can't keep giving the Central Point team open looks from deep. I mean, they've shown that they can connect on these threes, and the Rock's really going to have to make an adjustment here.
Absolutely. That was Julian Luwal who hit the corner three. They have hit plenty of corner threes this evening. And now Kyle Duke, a quick three. That one is an air ball. Just missed the net there.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, plenty of threes tonight for Central Point, and it's not just coming from, a few, one or two players. I mean, there have been at least 4 or 5 players who have made a three tonight already for Central Point.
Absolutely. An errant pass, but it's still recovered by McTosh. And now McTosh down the baseline, lays it up, just won't go. Rebound is corralled, and they say out of bounds by last touched Central Point. It'll be the Rock basketball. Atrell Washington in there for the Rock, trying to get that rebound. Now Duke slowly across half court. Jalen Spear now at the corner. Kyle Duke, a hard drive. 2 defenders. Abdu Diba and Sonogo went up to block that shot away. Did so appropriately, and the ball went out of bounds. Still in favor of the Rock, and a travel called on Kyle Duke. Quick pump fake at the corner. Tried to drive inside, but instead was called for walking. Another turnover here is a 29-20 lead for Central Point.
Yeah, and Central Point comes into this game pretty red hot. I mean, 3 straight wins, 5-2 on the road. But the Rock has held their ground at home this year, 8-2 on this court. So tough team to beat at home for sure.
Without a doubt. Joned Walker now, the sophomore from Puerto Rico. He puts up a quick three off a jab step, and he gets it a go. That three is good. Another three for Central Point. Did some celebration there afterward as Kyle Duke, a hard drive inside. That layup is just short, but he gets the steal. Duke once again won't get it to roll, but it's Kendall Latney who is there for the putback. Another offensive rebound. 2 on that possession. They have not been hard to come by in this game. And a steal. It's Kyle Duke. Duke over around a Euro step. He lays it in. A beautiful floater, and a timeout is called by Coach Richie Dalmo for Central Point. And with that, we will take a short break, and we will return from the Rock School here in Gainesville. And we're back here from the Rock School in Gainesville as Central Point Christian Academy leads against the Rock Lions tonight, 32-24, 6:07 remaining in this first half. Victor Rosa working on Kyle Duke. Gives it off to Joned Walker. Walker's three just misses. And rebound is retained by Kendall Latney. Latney, a long full court pass to Spear. Now inside Hancock, LJ Hancock Jr. A nice hook shot from the post is good. And now just a 6-point advantage for Central Point. Walker over to Rosa. Back to Walker. Guarded by Spear. A screen from Sadiba from Sonogo. And Sonogo is called for a foul, an offensive foul on the screen there. He wants an explanation from the ref there. Just moving a little too much as he went in for the screen, And another turnover for Central Pointe. 5:25 left. 32-26, Kyle Duke, a quick shot. 3 won't go. Rebound is taken in by Sonogo, who passes it up to Rosa. And stolen away by Spear. Duke, a quick 3. Kyle Duke's 3 from the corner is good. Kyle Duke.
And that's 10 now for Duke, first player in double digits. A really good effort there by Spear to steal it at half court and then dish it out.
An ill-advised pass as well by Sonogo caused that turnover. Now Sonogo inside. Sonogo, the spin move, the lay-in, and the foul. The trifecta there, and a beautiful move in the paint by Madibo Sonogo from Mali. One of 2 international players to come here to Central Pointe, along with John Ed Walker from Puerto Rico. Both played in the FIBA 19 World Cup, as Sonogo's shot is good, as Luis Roland is checked in here for Sonogo. The big center has had himself a nice game. And now 4:53 left to go in this first half. Spear slowly up the court. He's guarded by Walker. Rolls it inside to Kyle Duke. Duke inside, and it is knocked away, blocked there by Melendez. They call a foul inside on RJ Melendez. And off to the line will be Jalen Spear. Jalen Spear has hit a couple of threes tonight, but he's also tried to work it inside as well, taking quite a few shots inside the paint. Spear's first is perfect. And now just a 5-point deficit for the Rock, with 4:40 left to go. Central Pointe, this was their 5th foul, as Jalen Spear's second free throw is good again. 35-31, Central Pointe on top. And here's Melendez, gives it off to Jonathan Ibar. And now Jonathan Walker, and a foul is called on the other end. They say it's on Kendall Latney. He's not happy with the call. Looked like he just pushed Melendez away from him there. You could see Melendez go flying for a few seconds there. And that's why they get him called for a push. Kendall Latney wearing 2 different shoes tonight. Interesting style choice. Jonathan Walker. Walker the drive. Walker the lay-in. A beautiful up and under play. Hanging in the air. And Walker, the sophomore, gets another bucket. And a foul is called on the floor as Jalen Spear had a nice drive. Did not get the end one to go. So it's called on the floor. They called that one on Jonathan Walker. Spear gives it off to Kyle Duke now. Duke double teamed. Duke looking for a teammate, can't find one. Behind the back pass to Latney. What a feed. But Spear almost lost it in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. Latney, a covered 3 is just off. But the rebound inside. And it is knocked away. Taken by Central Pointe. And now Luis Roland decides to reset here. Roland gives it off. RJ Melendez to Rosa. Jonathan Walker, an open 3. Short rebound is knocked away. There were 4 Rock players there for the ball, and none of them could decide who should go for the ball. And Coach Justin Harden is fired upset. Is blatantly upset at his players there for that poor effort.
Yeah, just a simple miscommunication there.
Could not decide who should go grab that ball. Instead, it fell harmlessly out of bounds. Rosas, a nice feed to Roland, and Luis Roland's layup is up and good. And now a 37-31 lead, and another unforced error as Jalen Spear got his foot above the line before he passed it in. A violation there and a turnover once again for the Rock High School. At Central Pointe now with the ball.
Well, this Central Pointe team is just too good to be making these mistakes against. I mean, they're not going to give them too much leadway.
Absolutely. They take advantage of other teams' mistakes. Roll on. Outside Rosa from a nice feed. Now Ibar an open three. Thought about it, pump faked, and now he got it. Jonathan Ibar hesitated for a second, but was so open, had to put it up, and he put it in. Now an 11-point advantage, 42-31 for Central Pointe. 2:32 remaining in this game, and a kick ball now by Jonathan Ibar as head coach Justin Harden walks to the ball here, right in front of us. And with ball in hand, begins to give orders to his players now. Unhappy with this first half start. And throws it off to the referee so we can continue action here as Kyle Duke with possession. Duke guarded by Ibar. Duke inside to Hancock Jr. Hancock, a tough layup inside just by Jonathan Ibar. A nice play by their big power forward, 6'8", L.J. Hancock. And roll on at the corner. Roll on, looked like he had a bit of an up and down there, no call. And blocked away by Hancock. Now in transition, Kyle Duke went for the dunk, but could not finish it off. A foul is called on John Ed Walker on the other end as Duke looked to rise up and poster on John Ed Walker.
Sure did.
Good, but could not get it to fall. Instead, will head to the charity stripe for 2 shots.
And now the Rocker on the bonus. Obviously that foul not on the floor, but
Yep,
any fouls on the floor starting now will be a 1-on-1.
Indeed, 7 fouls with under 2 minutes left to go in this first half, as both shots are good by Kyle Duke and a 42-35 lead for Central Pointe. Central Pointe from Kissimmee, Florida, making the drive up here to Gainesville. And now it's John Ed Walker over to Rosa. Quick open three in the corner won't go, and it's Jalen Spear on the rebound. Spear quickly up the other way. Gives it off to Washington. Now to Duke. Spear over to Latney. Kendall Latney's three is good from the corner as R.J. Melendez takes a dive to the floor after that play. Is a foul called? They do call one on Atrell Washington. Not sure if the basket is affected by that foul. Waiting to see if they count it or not. Regardless, still a nice shot, and it will count. Fouls on the floor won't make a difference, as it'll still be Central Pointe basketball after Latney's three. Roll on now. 1:10 left to go in the first half. Roll on, finds Ibar. Jonathan Ibar. Pump fakes, looks inside, and is fouled by Hancock. Hancock throws his hands up, is unhappy with the call there. So is head coach Justin Harden. Slams the ball right in front of the ref. But it is a 1-on-1 as that's their 7th foul of this half. You can see that foul in the last possession by Washington, where Mendez slid to the ground, became a factor here, is now puts them in the bonus on a 1-on-1. Ibar's first is good. Makes it a 7-point advantage. A 5-point advantage, 43-38 with Central Pointe ahead here. Ibar's second won't go, and Kyle Duke skies for the rebound. Duke off to Dallas Jones. Jones over to Kyle Duke with it now. Duke back to Jones. Jones spins, gives it off to Hancock. Over to Spear. 40 seconds remaining in this first half. 5 on the shot clock. Coach Harden yelling orders as the ball has traveled, and my goodness, Justin Harden just slammed the bleachers there as the ball is rolled around, retained by the Rock, and thrown away. Head coach of the Rock It's just in front of us and is unhappy with the way this team has started.
Yeah, only a 5-point game, but I mean, you can see where he's coming from. Some mental mistakes, some really, some miscommunications, and just some things he'll definitely have a talk over in the locker room at halftime, I'm sure, with his team.
Absolutely. Unforced errors have been a story for the Rock tonight as they will run this one out. We approach 10 seconds to go in this first half. Ryan Jones for three. Shot won't go. Rebound by Ibar. Under 5 left. Roll on the drive. Roll on the floater. Short. And that is your half. Your end of half score at the moment. It is Central Pointe on top, 43-38, as the Rock head coach Justin Harden sits at the bench, on the bench in disarray with how his team fared in that first half. A close first half, but some unforced errors by the Rock cost them the lead in this one. And we will go to break and return shortly for a first half recap as Central Pointe leads the Rock 43-38 here at the Rock. Also, this view kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. How long is this halftime show?
We don't have to do it. Honestly,
We can do a scored update if you want, how many points each person has.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that just. Yeah, we want 10 minutes.
All right. So we're not required to go back on air.
I mean, not really, because we don't when it's if we were on radio, yeah, it'd be different.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But it's it's just the school's live stream, whatever. So. All right, can you? I was unable to keep track of the points. What was
Yeah, I got you. Ibar is 9.
Ibar.
Melendez is 8.
9.
9. Melendez is 8.
8 and 4 dunks.
Yeah, Malone has 6. Victor.
Wait, is it Rolone or Rolon?
I think it's Rolone.
I've been saying Rolon.
It's all good.
I'll say.
Because I think there's an ascendo over the.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rolone.
The
Yeah.
second half. Fine though. Victor Rosa has 2.
Wait, how many does Rolone have?
6. Rosa has 2. Ali Dibba has 1. Just had a free throw. John Ed Walker has 5. Lodibo Shinogo.
Oh wait, is it Dibba or Dibba? I don't know.
Wait, for who?
I don't know if it's Ali Abdu. I've been saying Dibba because it sounds so much better. Allah Abdu Dibba. Someone said Ali Abdu Dibba, but I might say Dibba.
Oh, I just have Ali Dibba on it.
I have Dibba too, but I've been saying Dibba.
Yeah, I think, no, it probably is Dibba.
Yeah,
no, it definitely isn't Dibba. That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Definitely Dibba. Tanogo and Walker both have 5. Julian Luwal has 3. Never mind, Ali Dibba has 4. My bad. Because look, I wrote him twice in, and one time I have him for 3, the other guy has.
All right. How much? All right. What is Dallas Jones 2?
All right. Dallas Jones 2. Kyle Juice 12. Latney 5. Spear 8.
Wait, Kyle Latney only has 5?
Yeah. Spear has 8. Hancock has 7. Atrell has 4.
Hancock 7, Atrell 4.
Hancock has 7.
I heard us
Did I say
talking
that?
about All right. I didn't realize I turned the main feed down. And we are back here at the Rock School in Gainesville as Central Pointe Christian Academy has a 5-point lead, 43-38, as we're getting ready for the second half. With just under 3 minutes left, it was a hotly contested first half, but in the end there, Coach Justin Harden was very upset with his team towards the end of the game. Sure, he gave quite the riveting speech in the locker room, but your stat leader so far, Kyle Duke, leads all scorers with 12. Kendall Latney has 5. Jalen Spear with 8. LJ Hancock, the big 6'8" power forward, has 7. And Atrell Washington has 4. Those are your only scorers for the Rock and for Central Pointe. Victor Rosa with 2. Jonathan Ibar with 9. RJ Melendez has 8, all through dunks, had that early posterizer to start this game. And Luis Rolón has 6. Julian Lual with 3. Ali Abdu-Diba with 4. John Ed Walker from Puerto Rico, the sophomore, has 5. And Madibo Sonogo with 5 as well. Now, Griffin, it was a highly contested first half. We saw a lot of fast play, a lot of athletic plays and dunks, specifically from Central Pointe, but some sloppy play towards the end of that one. A few miscommunications, a few missed errors on the side of the Rock. What were your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, definitely two very explosive offenses. 81 points in the first half is a ton of points. And, I mean, as you mentioned at the end of that half there, the Rock head coach, Justin Harden, really frustrated with his team. Mental errors, among many other mental mistakes and, miscommunications here and there. I'm sure he addressed that in the locker room at halftime. As for Central Pointe, they just have to keep doing their thing and start to limit the turnovers. I mean, 9 turnovers in the first half that led to a lot of points for the Rock, and they're going to have to fix that, win the turnover battle this half and keep shooting from 3, and I think they'll be all right.
Absolutely. And not only the turnovers, but the fast break points, those momentum-shifting dunks in favor of Central Pointe were a key part of that first half. And Santa Fe College offers 9 bachelor degree programs, including Accounting, Information Systems Technology, and Industrial Biotechnology. Learn more at santafecollege.edu/bachelors. Coming up following the conclusion of our game, we'll be announcing our Sonic Drive-In Player of the Game. The Car Hop Classic from Sonic, now with a crispy chicken sandwich for just $2.99. And as we mentioned earlier, Kyle Duke, the junior point guard for the Rock, he leads all scorers tonight with 12. He's won already 2 Sonic Drive-In Player of the Games in the month of January, scoring 26 points and 28 points in those last 2 games. And there's the buzzer, and we're ready to begin our second half of action in this SIAA conference. Not 4 quarters, rather 2 18-minute halves. As Jonathan Ibar at top of the key with the ball. Ibar now is working on Washington. Ibar, good defense from Washington. A nice pass inside, another nice feed to Sonogo, who slams it home with 2 hands. RJ Melendez with a beautiful feed and find to Sonogo from the African. And inside, it is Washington who gets it to go, an easy layup. Central Pointe had the press there. Madibo Sonogo had an easy dunk on the other end, mentioned him. Played for the Mali FIBA World Cup national team last year. As Rolón passes over to Sonogo, and the pass is just a bit high for him and too hard. He tried to retain it but could not, went off his hands and out of bounds. A turnover will go the other way. And now Latney working on Melendez there on the press, and RJ Melendez, the 4-star per 247 Sports, top 130 player in the country for 2021. And here is Kendall Latney. And travel is called on Latney. Another turnover for the Rock. Some good defense from Melendez as Central Pointe looks to pick up the press in this half.
Yeah, we'll see if it continues. I mean, worked there.
Yeah, a new strategy here in the second half as Sonogo, a turnaround fade, a hook shot is good, a beautiful play from Madibo Sonogo.
That's for this half, 9 for the game for Sonogo.
He's had himself a nice game. Kyle Duke. Duke, a fake and a floater is beautiful. A nice play from Kyle Duke, this game's leading scorer. And now it's Victor Rosa going the other way. Victor Rosa is committed to FGCU. It's where he'll play next year. He's a 3-star for 2020 as Sonogo inside is fouled. Sonogo, he is such a big presence inside. He's made his presence felt all night, as you've mentioned, with 8 points on the night. And now Jonathan Ibar. Ibar working on Washington. Gives it off to Sonogo, now Rolone. Ibar fakes, drives inside Sonogo, and outside Rolone. Rolone, a layup just too strong, won't go. Rebound going the other way with Jalen Spear. Spear quickly up to Kendall Latney. And Kendall Latney's layup is good. Melendez tried skying for the block, but Latney's shot there just too fast. And now Rolone, as the bench of the Rock begins to pick up the noise. Rosage, 3 won't go, an open look, just a 3-point lead now for Central Pointe as Latney, a hard drive and an offensive foul on Kendall Latney. Looks in disarray after that foul is called. An excellent charge from Victor Rosa, who, as I was saying, is top 200 player for, according to 24/7 Sports. He is committed to play college ball at Florida Gulf Coast, as now he picks up a towel and wipes the wet court with his feet. And now 47-44, 3-point advantage for Central Pointe with 15:45 remaining. As you can hear, a pin drop in this court here right now. It got very quiet for a second. Jonathan Ibar now quickly across half court. Ibar, a jump step. Ibar lays it in. What a nice play. Jonathan Ibar skying over and laying it in. Now Jalen Spear the other way. 15-33, a 5-point lead for Central Pointe. Jalen Spear, he's committed to play at FAMU as Kendall Latney's dunk is blocked by Ibar. And now it's Melendez who gets a quick 3. RJ Melendez. He's got himself now 11 points on the night as Spear splits the defenders. Spear inside of Washington, who gets the quick, easy layup. And as of late, they've been getting by that press quickly and easily, getting some quick layups. And now Rolone. He gives it outside to Rosa, who almost lost it. Gets it over to Melendez. Now Rolone again. He lays it in. A bounce goes. It's good. And a timeout is called by head coach Justin Harden for the Rock. Once again, he's unhappy with that defensive possession there as Central Pointe leads here with 14:45 remaining in this second half, 54-46, as a nice play on that previous possession by Luis Roland, the senior point guard for Central Pointe. Just a quick floater up in the air and bounced in and good to go.
Yeah, really used his strength there. I mean, Rolone's not the tallest guy, but he's certainly strong, and he used all of his strength there to get up, drive to the basket, back to the basket. Nice little turnaround floater, as you mentioned.
As you say, he's got that stout lower body. He's able to use his force oftentimes when getting inside. He has been the facilitator, the leader of this team all season, and so far tonight, their senior leader at point guard, now with 8 points here in this one. 14:45, teams are done from timeout. As we could hear just right next to us, Coach Justin Harden, commanding orders at his team, has had a pretty angry night. We saw him punch the bleachers earlier after his team could not decide who should save the ball from going out of bounds. Had 4 teammates there. None of them could retain it. It was one of many unforced turnovers in that first half. We'll likely try to clean that up here in the second. Washington now working on Ibar. Gives it off to Kyle Duke. Duke now inside of Washington. A-Trail Washington has it knocked away and out of bounds. Last touch. Central Point will stay right here with the rock. The ball hit the ref's shoulder there as he ducked for it, and he then picks it up and gets ready to reset here as now the 8th grader, 6'6", 200-pound 8th grader, Ryan Jones Jr. checks into this one. Incredible measurables for someone who has yet to even start high school. Kyle Duke's quick three is up and good. Kyle Duke has some words for Victor Rosa, claps in his face afterwards, right in front of our booth.
Duke the leading scorer in this one, now 17 points.
Indeed. He is a scorer as Sonogo drives hard inside and draws the foul. His layup just missed, and the foul is called there on Washington, or rather Ryan Jones Jr., who was just checked in. See if coach will make a change. He will. Looks like he's checking in Kendall Latney. Keeps in Ryan Jones there, and coach had some words for Jones. So we're wiping the court here. 54-49, Central Point on top. 5-point advantage with 14:07 left to go as Madibo Sonogo at the line. Or it was on the...
Looks like it'll be on the floor.
On the floor, yeah. So they say the foul was called before he went up with it there. So rather it'll be an inbound here as Abdu Diba gives it into Cologne, and a foul is called on Sonogo. Working on Hancock there, some body fighting.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, the Central Point team is a team that likes to fire it from deep, and they set a lot of off-ball screens, and they've been called on a couple moving screens tonight.
Absolutely. That call was actually on Jonathan Ibar with the moving screen.
And that's his second of the game.
Kyle Duke gives it off to Hancock Jr. Jr. shot short. We've seen a few of his shots get short tonight as Rolone just gets it away, avoids the turnover. Rolone, a nice pass outside to Melendez, who gets the corner three to go. R.J. Melendez now with 11 points tonight.
Just such a pure stroke there for Melendez. A really nice job there by Rolone driving. As we mentioned earlier, his stout kind of body shape allows him to power through.
Absolutely, as Kendall Latney spins and travels, just lost his footing there as he tried to get into the body of Abdu Diba. And now 13:27 remaining, 57-49, as once again a player slips and falls. Sweaty late in this game, you gotta wipe the court, gotta make sure nobody else slips throughout this game, and thanks to Sonogo, who had the honors there, wiping the court. Now the inbound for Abdu Diba, gives it into Sonogo, back to Diba, working on Kyle Duke, gives it off to Christian Cruz now. Cruz, who finds Rolone, and Rolone to the rack and flies into the air and lays it in. Once again, Harden, Coach Harden, unhappy with that defense there.
And now Rolone in double digits, 10 points for him tonight.
A nice game for him as Jalen Spear, a quick shot, is short, and now Melendez on a fast break. A lob to Melendez, who can't get it to go. R.J. Melendez shot is short as Dallas Jones lost it, gets it back. Almost a turnover there. Jones drives inside, an offensive foul. Madibo Sonogo there draws the foul, and Dallas Jones has some charades there for the ref, trying to explain what Sonogo did there. Said he wasn't set. The ref thought otherwise. A change of possession, a turnover, and now Central Point's basketball as Cruz gives it off to R.J. Melendez. Melendez now 14 points on the night. Melendez, a drive, lays it up just short. It was a pretty drive, but he couldn't get it to fall as Jalen Spear, a quick open three, is short. But Hancock is there for the offensive rebound. Hancock inside, a nice pass to Latney, whose shot won't go. Duke tries to tip it up, but can't do it. And now Abdu Diba on the drive and draws the foul. A blocking foul on Dallas Jones, or rather a charge drawn by Dallas Jones. Jones was arguing on the previous possession about a charge they called on him, but he gets one of his own. As some substitutions here for the Rock as 5'9" freshman Seth Childers, the three-point specialist, has been checked into the game. Like to use him here and there, change of pace player. As now with 12 remaining in this first half and a battle for second place in the Sunshine Independence Athletic Association Conference. 59-49. Central Pointe leads the Rock here. Jalen Spear off to Kyle Duke at a well-defended three is an air ball. It was Christian Cruz who got the defense there, well contested, and the shot just short for Kyle Duke, tonight's leading scorer. Kyle Duke has 17 points.
Well, it's such a big lineup that a lot of mismatches created here for Central Pointe as the Rock have their 5'9" freshman in the game, or 8th grader, I'm sorry, in the game.
Absolutely.
A lot of mismatches created.
Absolutely, as Sadibo was called for a traveling there. Pump fake, tried driving in, but took too many steps. Jalen Spear, he's going to FAMU next year to play college basketball. He's committed as they call a foul inside here on Christian Cruz, working on Kendall Latney. And on Jalen Spear, he's a transfer from PK Young, transferred this year, but he'll be going to Tallahassee next year to play for the Rattlers. As Latney's shot is short, and now the other way in transition, it's Melendez who gives it off to Rolon. Rolon now gives it off to Abdu Diba. Diba, a lay-in won't go, and retained here by Duke. The other way, 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Duke, tough shot, and a foul on the ground, a block on Abdu Diba. Will be on the floor, just their 4th foul of the half. Still 11 minutes remaining here with a 10-point lead for Central Pointe. Atrell Washington gives it off now to Duke. Kyle Duke at open three, it's no good. And the other way is Abdu Diba. Diba to Colon, Rolon back to Abdu Diba, some nice passing there. Teammate connection, Abdu Diba to Rolon, back to Abdu Diba for a nice layup, and a foul is called here by, I believe it was Rolon once again. Now their 5th foul of this first half. Still 10 minutes left to go. Just 7.5 minutes past in this half is Washington now off to Seth Childers. Now to Jalen Spear, a quick three, and Jalen Spear gets it to go. His three-pointer's good, and now just a 9-point lead for Central Pointe.
That's just really good work around the perimeter there by the Rock, and Spear finishes it. It's 11 for him now on the night.
Absolutely. Abdu Diba's shot is short. Spear the rebound. The other way now. And Ryan Jones Jr. didn't see the ball coming for him. It's a free ball, and then a fast break here. It's R.J. Melendez once again. Melendez there for the two-hand slam on a fast break. Probably, I think it's his 4th or 5th dunk on the night. Has not been afraid to use his jumping ability, his vertical, to go up and bring it down, as Jalen Spear gets fine separation and puts it up quickly for a nice quick shot. Now it's Rolon working on Spear. 9:43 left to go in this first half. R.J. Melendez an open three. Shot won't go. Rebound is retained now by Washington. Going the other way. Childers gives it off to Jalen Spear, who now resets slowly across half court. 63-54. Central Pointe on top. Jalen Spear, a nice kiss off the backboard from an awkward angle, fading away. Still got it to hit the backboard, and a nice shot from Jalen Spear.
Sure was. 4 points there. 4 straight points for Spear. He's now at 15 for the night.
He has had himself quite the second half as Spear. As Rolon, a drive, hanging in the air, and Rolon, wow, what a shot off the top of the backboard. Gets it to fall as Childers loses it. And now Melendez gives it off to Rolon. Rolon over to Abdu Diba, who lays it in. back-to-back fast break points for Central Pointe, and now a 9-point lead once again for the White Tigers.
Well, Ralone's been really all over the place. I mean, he's been all over the floor tonight, facilitating, as you mentioned. Nice assist there. The previous possession, nice little up and under move. He's been all over the court.
Absolutely, an excellent game for him as Jones Jr.'s shot won't go. Rebound again by Ralone. And Abdu Diba now gives it off to Luis Ralone, and a foul is called. Is it a foul or a travel?
It looked like they might have called an over the back there. I couldn't tell from this angle back here, but
that's exactly what they called. Abdu Diba did not realize that his teammate, senior leader Luis Ralone, was behind the line, passed it to him, and at the time that Ralone had touched it, he was behind the line, and thus a turnover. For the latest polls, stories, broadcasts, links, scores, and more, please visit the Prep Zone online at www.theprepzone.com. Also, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at the Prep Zone for our daily coverage. Sun State Federal Credit Union. Start your new banking relationship with Sun State Federal Credit Union, and you will never have to look for a new financial institution again. Sun State Federal Credit Union is here to build stronger communities and even stronger families. 67-56, an 11-point advantage for Central Pointe Christian Academy. They lead here at the Rock with 8:22 remaining. And it's been, like the first half, it's been an exciting, fast-paced game. A lot of athletic plays, dunks by both teams. And this season, neither one of these teams has been afraid of, had any shortage of packing their bags and traveling. Both these teams travel all across the country throughout their season thanks to the Sunshine State Athletic Association Conference. Both teams are returning from Kentucky this weekend, and they played in the Grind Session Super Bowl Challenge. And actually, in fact, this year, the Rock School has traveled over 3,500 miles playing games this season. Incredible for a high school team. Kyle Duke now working on John Ed Walker. Gives it off to L.J. Hancock. Back to Duke. Finds Dallas Jones, top of the key. Jones gives it off to Kendall Latney. Now Washington, a quick three. Shot rims out. Jones, the rebound, but it is blocked away by Melendez. Still retained. Now it's stolen by Ralone. Ralone a drive and lays it in. Luis Rolon. What a game he has had tonight. Getting a steal and a fast break layup, and a nice pass here from Latney to Washington, who gets the layup and the foul as R.J. Melendez tries to explain to Sanogo what he did wrong there and what he can do better. Keep his hands up. Just got a little bit too much of the body there on Washington, and a nice lay-in there by Atrell Washington.
Yeah, and he's now in double figures now with 10.
Almost all of the scores for the Rock as Washington's shot is no good. All of their scores have been starters with the exception of Dallas Jones. And now Melendez gives it off to John Ed Walker. The sophomore from Puerto Rico drives but gets a foul called on Hancock. Or rather, Dallas Jones, top of the key, got called for it there with 15 left on the shot clock. Well, they bump it up to 20. 11-point lead for Central Pointe with 7:23 left to go as Melendez will inbound. Inside, John Ed Walker. Walker looking for a screen from Sanogo. He gets it. Now double covered. Gives it off to Rolon. Inside Sanogo, the ball was tipped off his hands and almost went into the basket, but instead it's stolen away and retained by Kyle Duke. Duke gets around the defender, puts up a quick shot, but Kendall Latney is there for the putback layup, skying over Rolon and Walker there to put it in.
Yeah, it's just such a great effort on the offensive boards. You know you're down by 11. You get in there, you get in the paint, you get the rebound, you put it back up. Now you're within 10.
Maybe a time for a sense of urgency for the Rock. But Sanogo inside, he gets the pass and a hard couple of dribbles and gets fouled inside. Sunogo, a force as always. It's been that way this entire game, this entire season. The junior from Mali, Africa, played in the FIBA World Cup. Last year, the U19 FIBA World Cup for Mali national team. And Madibo Sunogo's first foul shot is up, and it is good. A 10-point lead for Central Pointe. 6:38 left to go in this second half as Sunogo's second foul shot is up and good. Now it's Kyle Duke working on Walker. Duke gives it off to Washington. Washington back to Duke. Latney now, floater, good. Nice shot from Latney. And now pressure here from Dallas Jones, but Malone gets by him. 6:10 left to go. Walker gives it off to Ibar. Working on Washington. Ibar hands it off now to John Ed Walker. Back to Ibar. Inside Rolone. Ibar now, a tough floater won't go off the backboard. It's no good. And Duke with the rebound the other way. 9-point lead as the ball is just above the head of Washington. Hancock looked inside to Atrell Washington, just a bit too high for the 6'9" junior Atrell Washington.
And as you mentioned, not much production off the bench for the Rock tonight. 4 of the 5 starters for the Rock in double figures already. So, in 2 points off the bench, hasn't been much production there tonight.
Indeed. RJ Melendez inside to Sunogo, who can't retain it, stolen. Now Jalen Spear. Spear outside Latney, back to Spear. Spear, a wide open Kyle Duke. The 3 is good. Kyle Duke gets that one to go. Now up over 20 points on the night as Coach Richie Dalmo takes a timeout for Central Pointe. And now just a 6-point advantage. Lead cut to 6 after that 3-pointer with 5:11 remaining in the second half. So some improving play here for the Rock as they look to get back in this one.
Yeah, it should be an entertaining last 5 minutes. As you mentioned, 6-point game. As we look around the gym here, a lot of impressive alumni to come out of the Rock. A lot of players who have gone on to play at top universities throughout the country. Among them, Joel Embiid actually played right here in this gym. Went on to play at Kansas, of course. Now is in the NBA.
Absolutely.
With the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, and when he played here, ranked 14th in the country by 24/7 Sports. Here, right in Gainesville, a top 15 player in the country. Resided here, Joel Embiid, and now everyone knows his name, the big all-star center for the 76ers. And among those alumni, as you were talking about, how about Gator great Scotty Wilbekin, part of that 2014 Final Four team, the senior point guard, the leader of that group. He played right here at the Rock. As now we're getting ready to continue on things here as 6-point lead, 71-65, 5:11 remaining. Central Pointe on top. They have the ball after a timeout called by them. RJ Melendez gives it off to John Ed Walker as the press begins here. And it's a steal. Can they retain it? It's out of bounds, but much to the chagrin of this Rock faithful, unhappy with that call, and now a discussion here by the ref. Will they change possession? No, they will not. It will remain Central Pointe basketball. And most of this gym is unhappy with that call. Tough to see who it went out on there, but it'll be Central Pointe ball as they stop play here. And now they say the other way. Possibly a travel call there or some form of violation by Rolone.
Yeah, head coach Justin Harden was in disbelief over that call before the turnover, but nonetheless, the Rock got the ball back. So.
Yeah. And now Jalen Spear, a quick three. It's short, comes near us. Is a nice save from Latney. Latney gets it back now. Kendall Latney over to Kyle Duke. Duke just retains it, barely, with 4:35 left to go. Kyle Duke now inside, lost it. Sonogo steals it. Now here comes Melendez the other way. Melendez hangs in the air and gets the foul to go in the bucket. Wow, what a play by R.J. Melendez. We've mentioned it before, top 130 player in the country, a 4-star, a 2021 4-star here tonight, just a junior, but he is having himself an excellent year, averaging 16.5 points this season, their leading scorer.
Yeah, I mean, that was just tremendous balance. Melendez there went up, got fouled hard by Spear, and still managed to stay in the air, maintain his balance, and put it up.
Absolutely. And now Jalen Spear. It's a 9-point lead for that three-point play, a three-pointer the old-fashioned way. 74-65 in favor of Central Pointe. 4:15 remaining in this first half as Kendall Latney now drives hard inside, outside Kyle Duke. Pump fakes, Duke. Back to Latney, over to Washington. Good ball movement here as Jalen Spear puts up a three. That won't go, just rims out. Had a good look, just could not get it to fall. And now Jonathan Ibar working on Washington. Gives it off to Victor Rosa. And Melendez. Melendez is fouled, or rather, they say a travel. Or he stepped out of bounds on the corner there. A turnover by Melendez, and a big possession here for the Rock.
And that's a 15th turnover tonight for Central Pointe. Minus those turnovers, I mean, this game might be a blowout with all the mental mistakes the Rock have made tonight.
Absolutely. And still a 9-point lead. We approach 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. A nice pass from Spear. Now inside to Hancock, and Hancock's pump fake or head fake, dribble, and lays it in. A nice play from L.J. Hancock Jr. Now it's Jonathan Ibar. Gives it off to Rolone, who is called for a charge. Luis Rolone drived inside, looked to pass it outside, but a huge call there as I think it was Kyle Duke who was able to draw the charge there and wipe the court once again. His bodies hit the ground, 74-67, 3:12 left to go. So we approach final minutes of this game and we wind down the regular season here in SIAA play. The playoffs beginning soon. A battle for second place here tonight in the Sunshine Independence Athletic Association Conference. Right now, the Rock, they're slated at that 4th spot. Central Pointe at 3. So a big win. A win here would go a long way for either team tonight. Kyle Duke working on Sonogo. And stolen away by Ibar, but he slipped. Ball remained in bounds as Latney spins around, gives it off. Hancock at 3, rims out, and Washington is there for the bucket and the foul. And he is pumped up after that one, giving a quick yell to the crowd as Atrell Washington gets his 4th offensive rebound of this game, gets the bucket and the foul. A chance at 3 points, a 3-point play, and a chance at just a 4-point deficit with 2:43 remaining. What a huge bucket that was from Washington.
Sure was.
And the free throw is perfect. A skying free throw there with great arc as Central Pointe calls the timeout and look to reset with 2:43 remaining. We remind you that coming up following the conclusion of this game, we'll be announcing our Sonic Drive-In Player of the Game, the Car Hop Classic from Sonic. The Car Hop Classic from Sonic now with a crispy chicken sandwich for just $2.99. The Trophy Shop. Shop Florida's finest awards online, including trophies, plaques, signs, name tags, promotional specialties, and embroidered apparel at the Trophy Shop on 13th Street in Gainesville. Visit them online at thetrophyshop.com. So, we have a 4-point game. It's been all Central Point. They've consistently held a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lead this entire half, but with just 2:43 here as we head down the stretch, a nice and one play from Atrell Washington has the Rock Lions just within 4. So we look for a good finish to this one here from the Rock School in Gainesville. And to inbound, it's Rolone. He's been the workhorse tonight for Central Point, as Ibar now working on Washington. Ibar finds Sonogo. Shot from 17 feet won't go, as Latney almost lost it, but Kyle Duke there to get the rolling basketball. Duke, a screen from Hancock. Now off Washington. Spear spins, gives it off Washington again. Gives it off to Kyle Duke, and Justin Harden, coach for the Rock, did not like what he saw there. Decides to take a timeout with just 8 seconds left on the shot clock and 2:09 left in the game. So yet another timeout here. As, boy, I'll tell you, Coach Harden has not been afraid to show his emotions. We're seated right next to him in this gym, and he has been animated all game, angry, excited, clapping, even punched the bleachers at one point after a call. Neither coach has been afraid to show a display of emotions, and it's an emotional game as high stakes on the line, battle for second place here tonight. And elsewhere in Gainesville, Santa Fe High School leads Buchholz 22-10. Santa Fe, they're on a 12-0 run. They're in that one at Buchholz High School in Gainesville. And now the inbound. Kyle Duke drives inside. The layup won't fall. Good defense from Sonogo. And it's now retained by Rolone. Luis Rolone now, senior leader, point guard. Off to Abdu Diba. Back to Rolone. Rolone over to Abdu Diba. Diba a drive. Diba a floater just short. And rebound is knocked out by Sonogo. Last touched Central Point. And skying effort there from Kendall Latney. And out of bounds. And with 1:39 left to go in a 4-point game, this becomes a huge, gargantuan possession for the Rock Lions.
Sure is. Definitely a crucial possession here. Try to cut the lead to one possession here. They get a basket.
Absolutely. And Kyle Duke now working on Rolone. Hands it off to Spear. Well defended. Duke pump fake. Duke, a screen from Hancock. Duke pump fakes. Shot. Rolls out. Tries to get his own rebound. He corrals it. Puts it up, and it's good. Just a 2-point game. 1:16 left to go as the bench of the Rock begins to pick up the noise. Rolone now drives hard. Rolone inside Sonogo, and his easy layup is good to go as the lead's back up to 4 for Central Point. Latney now drives hard, gives it out to Spear, whose shot is short. The three-pointer won't go, and now Diba over to Victor Rosa, and Victor Rosa gets an and one call as Coach Justin Harden is infuriated with that defense and with that call. And with that play, it's now a 6-point lead with a chance to make it 7. Potentially a 3-possession game lead for Central Point Christian Academy.
Well, just a tough rebound there by Melendez after that missed three. Works it up the court. And I don't know how Bosa was that wide open because it was a clear 2-on-1 and he had a free lane to the basket.
Free throw was good. Now a 7-point lead as we're approach 40 seconds remaining. And Jalen Spear's shot is short and the rebound retained by Central Point, and a foul is called on Kendall Latney as Coach Justin Harden just looks to the ground in dismay here, as it's going to need a miracle to pull this one out with a 7-point deficit with just 33 seconds left to go. You have to play the foul game. Your only chance here as Jalen Spear's late three, an open look was just short and could not get it to go.
Well, this first free throw is crucial here for, looks like Ralone's going to be taking the foul shots here. 1-1, so this first free throw is huge. I mean, if they don't convert this, and it's still a 7-point game, there's still a slim chance for the Rock. But if he hits these 2 free throws, makes it essentially a 3-possession game. It's pretty much out of reach.
Yep, and either way, it'll be a 3-possession game after this one, and the foul shot won't go. Still a chance here. 30 seconds left. 7-point lead for Cedar Point. Central Point gives it off to Dallas Jones, whose 3 won't go, but Spear is there for the tough rebound, puts it in, and now a 5-point lead. There's a scrum inside. Oh no, you do not want to see this. Benches begin to clear as it was Ralone and Spear inside. Kyle Duke has some choice words as tensions flare here at the Rock. Coaches having to separate players, refs getting involved. Luis Ralone, the senior leader, not what you want to see from your facilitator point guard, getting in a bit of a skirmish there. And with this game just winding down, the last thing you want to see at the end of this one.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see any of that stuff. Looks like the refs are going to talk this over. I don't think they're going to call any fouls on that play, though. It'll be a 5-point game. We have 18.6 seconds remaining. And it looks like it'll be Christian Point ball?
Yes.
Maybe on an inbound?
Yeah, well, after the putback play by Jalen Spear, it will be Central Point basketball. But just after that play, I believe it was Spear and Ralone who got into it on around the baseline here, seated just next to us, each having some choice words for each other. Tensions flared here for a minute as the benches began to clear, but a good job by both coaches to sort of contain it as the refs at around midcourt have a conference here and decide. For the latest polls, stories, broadcast links, scores, and more, please visit the Prep Zone online at www.theprepzone.com. Also, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at the Prep Zone for our daily coverage. Santa Fe College offers 9 bachelor degree programs, including health services, administration, early childhood education, and organizational management. Learn more at santafecollege.edu/bachelors. And coming up after the game, we will be announcing our Sonic Drive-In Player of the Game. And as we mentioned a few times, Kyle Duke, he's had himself an excellent game tonight. He's already won 2 player of the games during the month of January. But if his team can't get the win, it'll be tough for him to get the MVP nod tonight.
Yeah, I think Duke would definitely be the choice, though, if the Rock were somehow able to pull this off. But looks like Central Point's going to likely pull away, and it looks like either R.J. Melendez or Luis Ralone will be tonight's Sonic Player of the Game, but that is still to be determined.
We'll see how these final 18 seconds shapes out as a long conference here as the refs begin to explain to the scores table what the call is. Again, a 5-point lead for Central Point. Just 18 seconds remaining. So if still will be a 1-on-1 off the foul.
It seemed like an unnecessary scuffle down low. I mean, a little bit of physicality here and there, pushing and shoving, but I mean, it almost turned ugly, and it was good both coaches got out. You saw Justin Harden sprint out onto the court to get his players back and split up the fight.
Absolutely. Not afraid to use that loud voice and his animated expressions. Again, we've seen it all night tonight. Him right here on the sideline.
Absolutely.
Been heated throughout the night, and maybe his most tense moment late in this one as a fight almost broke out right there at the baseline. So it'll be an inbound here for Central Point. The Rock has 9 fouls on the night, so one more and there'll be no more 1-on-1s. Rolone now the inbound. Washington there getting his hands up. Rolone gets it in just barely to John Ed Walker, and a foul is called on Kyle Duke. Waited maybe a bit too long there, but the clock didn't really run. Still 18.4 left to go. And some huge foul shots for John Ed Walker, the sophomore from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he's got 5 points tonight. His first trip to the free throw line. We'll see if he can put him through.
Walker's first is good. Makes it a 6-point lead in this second. Is certainly the end-all be-all in this one.
Central Point now in the double bonus. Now 10 fouls this half for the Rock.
And now a 7-point advantage. And the ball is stolen by Walker. Looks to run out the clock. Gives it off to Ibar. And this one will come to an end. Now under 5 seconds, the clock runs out. And that is your final. Tonight's game concludes with Central Point Christian Academy winning this one 81-74 on top of the Rock Lions here from the Rock School in Gainesville. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We will return shortly after a quick break with some post-game analysis and your Sonic Drive-In Player of the Game. We'll see you soon. And welcome back here to our post-game coverage of this game here from the Rock School. Final score, Central Point Christian Academy gets the win and attains that second spot in the Sunshine Independence Athletic Association Conference with a big win tonight. 81-74 is your final score. And we talked about it over the break. And your Sonic Drive-In Player of the Game, Luis Rolone, finishes with 14 points, was all over the court tonight, assists, rebounds. The senior facilitator got a bit of a skirmish at the end of that game as tensions flared, but nonetheless was certainly the most valuable player on the court tonight. Still props to RJ Melendez, who had some excellent high-flying dunks and highlights throughout this game. He finished with 20, and also a great game from Kyle Duke. He had over 20 points, as we see here on the court. Central Point with a team picture. And Griffin, your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, as you mentioned, great win, road win here for Central Point. They improved to now 6-2 on the road. Really good road team. The Rock dropped to 8-3 at home. 20-9 on the season for the Rock. They're now 6-6 in division play. They now move to that third place spot, I believe, in the standings. And Central Point, as you mentioned, takes that solo third now. 7-2 in division play, 19-6 overall. Not too many fouls tonight. Nobody really in foul trouble. Turnover battle is definitely won by the Rock. 16 turnovers for Central Point. I'm sure that'll be addressed in practice. Because if you eliminate some of those turnovers, it could have been a much bigger win for Central Point. And next week, they will go on to face. Next week, they will face they will face varsity opponent. Downey Christian they will face from Orlando, Florida, at home at Central Pointe. That is this Friday night. You can catch that action. For the Rock, they now go on to face Impact Christian Academy in Jacksonville. That's a road game for them, and that'll be on Saturday night.
Absolutely, and plenty of things to work on for Justin Harden after this one. Central Pointe, I mean, they were the better team throughout. They've got plenty of talent on this team. The Rock does as well, but some things to work on as Central Pointe Christian Academy gets their 4th win in a row and holds sole possession of that second spot in the SIAA conference. And with that, your final score here from the Rock School, Central Pointe 81, the Rock 74. Thank you, and good night.